So this video is going to continue Chapter 10 of Geometry. It's going to cover 10.4 to 10.6, and by the end of this video you're going to know about two new types of right triangles that have special rules, as well as multiples of right triangles. So, okay, the first type of special right triangle is the isosceles right triangle. So the isosceles right triangle conjecture says that in an isosceles right triangle, if the legs have length x, then the hypotenuse has length 2 square root x. This is also called a 45-45 right triangle, which is because if you have an isosceles triangle, then these two angles are going to be congruent, and as we know, triangles have a total of 180 degrees. A right angle is 90. That leaves 90 to be split by two congruent angles, so they're each going to be 45 degrees. Our second type of special right triangle is called a 60 or a 30-60 right triangle, which means that it has a right angle, that it has a 60-degree angle, and a 30-degree angle. And so this conjecture says that if the side opposite the 30-degree angle has length x, so x, then the hypotenuse has length 2x. So essentially, the shortest side equals x, then the longest side equals 2x. So, and then this next conjecture elaborates on that. So if we have our triangle, and this is 60 and 30, if the shorter leg has length x, the longer leg, not hypotenuse, leg has length 3 square root x, and the hypotenuse has length 2x. So with this rule, you can tell from just one side of a 30-60 right triangle the other two sides as well, the length. So this conjecture goes along with the Pythagorean triples we talked about in the last video. So it says that if you multiply the lengths of all three sides of any right triangle by the same thing, the resulting triangle will also be a right triangle. So for example, if we have our basic Pythagorean triple 3, 4, 5, and we multiply all of those values by 2, we get a right angle with values 8, 6, and 10. We can also multiply them by 4 and get an even bigger right triangle with values 12, 16, and 20, and this can go on for infinity. So these two terms talk about Pythagorean triples. So primitives are triples such as 3, 4, and 5, and 5, 12, and 13 that have no common integer factors. And then multiples, as you may be able to guess, are created by multiplying primitives by the same number. And that creates triples such as 6, 8, 10, and 10, 24, 26. Okay, so this next conjecture says that if the length of two sides of a right triangle have a common factor, then the third side must also have that factor. So if you're given a triangle, a right triangle, and you're told that this angle is going to be 60, and the hypotenuse is going to be 34. And then you're asked to find x and y. So luckily we know that since this is going to be 90 degrees and this is 60, this is 30 degrees, and then we can see that we have a 30-60 a right triangle, so we can employ our rules. So we know that if the shortest side is x, then the longest side is going to be 2x. So if 34 equals 2x, then x is going to be 17. Then we also know that if the shortest side is x, the longer leg is going to be 3 root x. So y is going to be 3 root 17. So there you have your values.